Alright, this recording is based on a problem somebody had on the Facebook group where they were trying to carve the stars from like the US flag, I believe. And so what they were having a problem is it was trying to carve across the top and everything, and it wasn't just doing the stars. And the reason for that is if you're not just doing a vector and fill, it automatically thinks everything is being carved, and it just decides what needs to be carved here. So I just took a picture off Wikipedia, brought it in, and then you can see that it's going to cut across everything, every line. So if we load to the workspace, you can see. Oh, let's go to that one. Go back, come on. Here we go. All right, so you can see that it's going to go across everything in rows. It's not just doing a star, then going to the next, and then to the next, to the next. It's going one by, it's basically just doing a zigzag the entire way, you can see, which is not what you're kind of going for, because it's going to give you a scrape on the top. I believe this is what was happening here. You can see the scrape marks here. So what I recommend to do was just go into Inkscape. So like, let's just take this flag here, click on the image, let's copy that. Inkscape. And then let's just paste it in here. Alright, so I just have a random flag here. But I want a star, so let me get just a star. So for that, same thing, I just Googled star. Go to images, and I'm going to find just a generic like this guy here, a 5-point solid star standard. Let's copy that guy. Go back into Inkscape, let's paste that in here, edit, paste. That's not what I wanted. Let's go get a different image. That one was not what we're looking for. What if I type in star vector? Here we go, I like this guy here. So I'm not going to make a perfect looking star, I'm not going to edit the nodes, I'm just going to do a quick. So we have a star here, we need to turn it into a vector. So what we can do is, now that we have this selected, we can go into path, trace bitmap, live preview. Looks good. And you can move it. Come on over here. Here we go. So you can tell that this is the correct one because it's got just nodes. Let's come back over here, delete that guy. Alright, so with this guy, what I'm going to do is since this is just your generic, regular, standard star, I'm going to come over here to this guy. I'm going to just transform this guy to make it big. So you can go to like Object, Transform, then it brings up the Transform menu over here. Go to Scale, Proportionately, and I just like going up little steps. It's like 102. And just keep it in Apply. Just keep it in Apply, keep scrolling. You can jump bigger if you want, but I like this because it gives me little steps. And what I'm aiming for here is, I want to be able to grab this guy and say it matches the size. That's what I'm aiming for here. Getting there. Not there yet, zoom out a little bit. Sure, I only have this. I could scale the star, but almost there. See right there. Ooh, I like that right there. Cool. Alright, we'll go with that. So, let's drag this over here. Close enough. Alright. So, I'm going to literally just remake a bunch of these really fast. To do that, just copy and paste. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make them perfectly lined up. I'm going to make sure there's enough of them that they line up over here, and I'm going to use the distribute and align. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure this guy is to the right as far as I want it. Go a little low on it, but it's good. Oh, nope. I'm going to use the keyboard to get it just right. There goes a little low. So I'm going to take this guy, and all of these, I'm going to align these guys. So I'm going to find the align. Where are you at here? You are Object, or Align and Distribute. So we come over here, we're going to align them all. You got to find the correct one. Is this it? Align top edges, yep. Boop. So they're all aligned to the same height. And now we want to find the distribute. Left edges, no. There we go. equally to each center. Bam. Quick and easy. So these are all good. So what I can do now is I can take this, Control C, Control V, and I can move them to right there and move them little by little into place. There we go. And then I can do the same thing. I just Control C, Control V, copy, paste, and just make a whole bunch of those. So I can then go, actually, to make this easier, you can even do this. Make this a group. Object. Group. Here we go, Control C, Control V. Make a whole nother group of them. Now, if I was actually going to make a project out of this, I would spend a couple extra minutes making sure all the rows and everything else were lined up perfectly. But for just a quick sample, we'll make this quick. So I'll grab just one more row. So let's object ungroup you. There we go. So I just need that. There we go. Let's line these up over here. So if you really were going to do a project, like I said, I would go through and spend the time to line these up perfectly. But all I'm doing now is just making the 50 stars, so that way they're all proportionally correct. I can get rid of the flag for the moment because all I'm doing is stars. So ungroup everything, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Resize Paste to Selection. So now all of these stars are now all the correct height. So I can go to File, Save, on the desktop, just call it 50 stars. There we go. Go into Luban here. Back to CNC. Let's hide these objects here. And let's... Oh, I gotta go to Edit. Add from the desktop 50 stars. And you can see now it's got all a vector now, which is nice. Okay. So we want to make sure it's vector, so that way it's not a relief, because the vector is just going to do each one individually. You can change the size to whatever you need. Now ignore this message. This message here is a lie. It's the holdover from the original one, from the Snapmaker one. You can make your size, you know. Let's just double it. Hey, don't lie to me. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have mine actually set to the Snapmaker original because I have both. So let's go and change that real quick. A350, there we go. Save changes, back to CNC. Here we go. Where's my 50 stars? That's what I want. Ah, it doesn't see it. Here, let's get rid of all this. Oh, it was way up top. It's weird. Alright, so let's add my 50 stars in there. There it is. Alright, so you can see the size is bigger than the 125 now. Because now I switched it back to the A350. There we go. Alright, so it's on vector here. What we're going to do now is just hit process. Bring us into here. So say you're going to go... so for depths and speeds and everything, I actually use the 3D router here. I have two tabs I save. Let's go to the bottom. Right here. So if you use a flat end mill in vector mode, it's recommended to use parameters below. So if your hardness is less than 1,000, you can step down in this at this speed with a 1 to 2 flat blade end mill. And then for that, they give you the here about the hardness here. They actually give you a link to go find out to figure out what it is. So say I'm doing something, I think white oak's over 1,000, so we're going to step down at this at a speed of 420. So let's go back to that. So we're going to go down 2, step down at half, and do a speed of 420. All right, so, and then we're going to do fill on this one because we're not doing the outline. And then you can change the density if you want to make it denser. You can change your bits here. Last time I checked, Luban's not really good with understanding the different bits. Generate toolpath. Hopefully it's doing something. There it is. All right. See, now you can see it's only got the stars. And then we can generate G-code. Boop. And then load it to the workspace to see the difference here. So you can see the difference here now is all these extra lines are it actually doing 1 star and then traveling to the next, to the next, to the next. So it goes however it comes from here. I guess it starts probably up here somewhere. Does one, transfers over. Like this one you can see it does this one, then goes to this guy, then goes from here to this guy, to here, to here, to here, and then transfers back to the end. So that's how you can actually make your speed a little bit better there. So instead of having to do have it drag across the top like this guy. So let's get rid of this one and go back to this one here. Can I view this one? Oh, there we go. So this is the first one I showed you where it actually traces across everything. So let's clear that one, go back to this one. So there you go. So that's now just going to do every star. It's going to save you a lot of time because it's not going through all this white space that doesn't have to travel for no reason. It's only traveling inside, so it'll go, let's zoom in. The only white space it travels over is here at the beginning where it goes in here, goes across, down to here. So it still does the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. But with stars, the only pattern it has to then waste the white space on is this gap here at the bottom. Then once it gets above this point here, then it goes and then there's all that. So this goes a lot faster than trying to do the other one. So hopefully this has helped somebody a little bit. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, thank you all.